Hey there guys, Portal Master 9351 here, and I have a little bit more interesting news to share with you guys. So, rather than making a recap video, I decided that there was actually enough news for me to make another full news video rather than piggybacking it onto a recap video. But just for convenience sake, if you missed anything, I have them all in a playlist. I have all my news videos in a little playlist. So there was a Nintendo Treehouse video, and there was also a playthrough posted. And so essentially, the darkness, and it revealed a little bit about the plot. The darkness does not just want to take over Skylands, but it wants to, in fact, destroy the universe, which is why the Skylanders have contacts elsewhere. So that makes sense, with the darkness and wants to destroy everything. So if it destroys Skylands, it'll destroy other worlds, and so obviously Bowser and Donkey Kong do not want that. So there's that. I'm gonna move it down just a little bit. This particular person, Josh Dummel, is the person that I showed you with that figure earlier today, and he owns that particular supercharger, and he's actually the voice actor for that character. The rumor is that his name is Astroblast. That is currently the word on the street. This guy is kind of confused. I don't think he knows exactly what he's talking about. And so here it says some other stuff. This is just basically a recap. There's one other thing right here. There's something interesting here that I saw. I saw something interesting. I'll go ahead and cover this, and it's the Rift into Overdrive prequel comic cover. So here you can see it says Rift into Overdrive, blah, 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 blah. We'll blow it up a little bit. Here you can see Terrafin. You can see Flynn, and I believe that is Sharkfin in his nice vehicle up there, his nice plane. Here you can see Spyro fighting Chaos. Chaos has some weird thing on his hand. I assume that has to do with his new powers of basically being omnipresent, because that's kind of what he is at this point. He's kind of omnipresent in multiple universes. Here you can see Jetpack is down here on the ground fighting some Tussle Sprouts, so we might actually see villains from the last game be returning in a non-trappable form. You can see there must be some sort of whirlwind right here, because there is rocks flying all over the place as if there is a flurry going on. I'm not sure where I saw this. Actually, you know what? It was a comment on my video. That's what I'm trying to think of. It was actually a comment on my video. And I can't remember who it is. Let me go check right quick, and I'll be right back so I can give them a shout out. Here it is, guys. This was a comment on my E3 News Part 3 video. And it goes out to Milo Rodriguez, and it says, on the official Skylanders channel, Lou showed off gameplay, and the queen in the cloud level says, "May the light guide you," and then he corrects himself. She actually says, "May the light protect you." This supports, if not confirms, my theory that there is a light force in this game. We're not alone. We have another force. And I've compared this to Lord of the Rings, and I was talking to Tolkien Fan Forever about this when we were walking our dog, and I was telling him about how I think that at the end of this game, we're actually going to get a scene where the darkness is reigning supreme and sort of boasting, and all of a sudden, there's going to basically be this burst of light, and we're going to see this manifestation of this light force come into Skylands, and it's going to say, and it's going to, like, taunt the thing, like, "Are you sure about that?" or something like that, and that's how Skylanders 5 will end, and I'm almost sure of that, because for the first time in the entire series, we have confirmation about a game that's 2 years away. Skydad has already said that Skylanders 6 is going to pick up right where this game leaves off. And so, and he said that that was pretty much confirmed. And so, again, we have the first confirmation. And so, we're sort of going to get into a war, I think. And so, I was talking to him about that, and he said, so it's kind of like when Gandalf showed up. And I said, well, yeah, it's a bit like Gandalf when he showed up. And I said, and I actually compared this to another thing. All along, we thought that chaos is the biggest and the baddest thing. Well, that's sort of Correct. We've never fought a threat greater than chaos. He's been the biggest thing. And it's sort of like in The Lord of the Rings. I told you he's called Tolkien fan forever. So, obviously. Um so in The Lord of the Rings, they go and they basically defeat Sauron, and he is sort of the big bad guy that everyone knows about. But the thing is that if you read some of the additional content that was published by Tolkien, there is another creature or another force or whatever it is called Melkor, and he essentially created all these dark things, and sort of kind of reigned supreme over the darkness. And that's kind of what this is like. This is what this is reminding me of. The darkness and the light are warring against each other. It's reminding me of Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. And so I just wanted to throw that out there really quick for you guys. But as always, it's been Portal Master 9351. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!